The summer months have always been traditionally slow for model railroading, but I managed to find some time to fit some in. Let's see what I've done. Hey everyone, welcome to episode 14 of my series of building a new model railroad. For those of you who don't already subscribe, to follow along on the progress of my build of a new model railroad, be sure to click on the subscribe button down below and click that little bell icon to be notified of all my upcoming episodes. As everyone knows, in the summer months, model railroaders are not that busy. We're spending all our time outside, spending time in the sun with outdoor activities, busy with the garden, and not wanting to spend time stuck in our basements or in our garages or wherever we've got our model railroads. So I haven't had that much time to do much on the railroad, but let me show you what I have done. I finished all the work in my lower staging yard, that I'll show you just now, and I'm just starting on the planning of the first level of my layout, which will be the Western Avenue yard and the Western Avenue metro station. You'll see over here I've mocked up a station, or rather I've built a metro station, one of the Kato kits, Kato Fella kits, and I'm just using it to just mock up where the station's going to go, and then I can base my planning on that. The way the prototype is, it's got the metro station behind the main line with the yard in front of it. I've also built the second module kit, as you see behind me here, so I've got both boards up for the first level, so 12 foot of boards up at the moment, and I'm just getting ready to order some more for the rest of the first level. Just sort of my planning out that I know exactly how many boards I need to order and what sizes. So let's get on with the update and I'll show you what I've done so far. As you can see here, I've added the second module kit. I built that the other day and put it up in place, and now I've got 12 foot of the first section in place. Now the next step is to paint them in the primer, just to protect them from any moisture. What I've also done is I've slightly lowered this first level. It's gone down just a tiny bit. Now the main reason for that is in the prototype there are a lot of underpasses in this particular area. So in the first part, so from Chicago through Western Avenue out to Cicero, there are a lot of underpasses, not many at-grade crossings. So by having this board at this level, the track will be slightly above the board level. And what this means is that I'll be able to have the track at a constant level throughout the first level of the layout. And then I'll be able to have the underpasses underneath. So the scenery itself, the roads will come alongside the track, and then they'll go down, like in the prototype, they'll go down an incline and then underneath the track. So by doing these boards slightly lower than I initially had them, I'll be able to have that track added to higher elevation and allowing for underpasses. So the next stage of my construction will be taking the top level of the helix, which is about over here, and joining it through to this first section. Then I'll be able to get my level set for the height of the railroad, and then that will continue on for the rest of the first section. So as part of my planning, I've built the Kato / Fella Metro kit. It's actually an Amtrak or Metro station. It can work as both, but it fits quite nicely in with the Metro stations that I've seen. So what I've done, I've just put a couple of platforms in here just to mock up what the station is going to look like, and I can use this to plan the rest of the board for the first level of my layout. Now as you can see here, there'll be a double track between these two platforms, and then there's going to be a double track on this side and then the yard tracks on the other side here. And what I've decided to do, if I just show you this section of the platform, I'm actually going to get some more extension pieces without the buildings, and I'm going to cut them in half. So I'm going to cut them narrower over here, so it's going to be half the width. That's just going to be better to fit in with the track plan. I don't need a platform as wide as that on this side, and also on the prototype is actually this platform is a little bit narrower anyway. So by putting this a bit narrower, this main line over here will actually probably fit in about over like this. So that means I can then have more space on this side for the yard. So by mocking it up like this, it's perfect to work out the dimensions and see exactly how much space. I mean, it's one thing, you can do it on the track planning software, but to actually mock it out in real life, it actually works out a lot better, because you can get the dimensions better. You can see exactly how much space you need, because we found with sometimes with the track planning, it doesn't always work out quite as expected, especially having to get the dimensions right. So this is a perfect way of getting everything mocked up, and then I can work out exactly how much space I've got available for the yard in front here. Another addition I've made to the lower levels, the lower staging level, is I've added what I call the operating stations. So I've got the throttle pockets and the panel for the throttles. Then I've also got the bracket for my tablets that I'm going to be using for the panels. So to operate any of the turnouts on the layouts, there'll be a panel over here that's linked into either JMRI or Railroad & Co. I'm not sure which one I'll be using for this panel yet, but it'll be available on this particular panel. So it'll make it easy for you to be able to switch using this, rather than having to dial in the switch number on the throttle. You can just do it from the diagram on the screen. So that's all in place. All that's left to do here is just add in a 12-volt supply, which will be for the powering of the tablets, so to recharge the tablets, and it'll just come from a 12-volt supply. It'll run throughout the layout, and I'm just using the car charger, I think it's a boat charger effectively. It's a boat charging USB socket. Those of you who've seen my previous layout will have seen these sockets in use. So I'm going to do the same thing on this layout as well. So the socket will be over here with the USB cable to power these. So there you go. That's what I've done so far in the last couple of months. But at least I'm starting to get the planning down of the first level, and I can start building that. Those of you who subscribe to my channel and maybe who have been looking through my videos, you'll see that I started a new series last month on the electronics of the layout. I just started with the DCC drawer that I've got, and I'm going to go through and just show you all the different components that I'm using. So the block detectors, the turnout decoders, all that kind of stuff. So as we go through the year, I'm just going to do little short videos on each little bit of electronics, just to give you an idea, because I've had some questions from people who want to see more detail on those parts. With DCC layouts, there's a lot of electronics involved. You want to go down the route of signaling and block detection. So by doing this series of short videos, I'll at least be showing you what components are involved. Bear in mind that I'm using the Digitrax system, so a lot of it will be specifically for Digitrax, but the other manufacturers have similar components. So this just gives you a basic overview of what is required. So make sure you click on the subscribe button down below and click on that little bell icon to be notified of my next video. So as always, till next time, thank you for watching, stay safe, see you soon.